a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What is up? And welcome into Pregame. And what is up with this screen is the question. Let's see if we can fix that. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Thursday. Oh, ooh, look at that. Thursday's connected to Friday. Friday is connected to Saturday. And then we are live betting UFC again. Like we just finished it. We're right back to it. Can't wait to get after it. A pay-per-view card should be a ton of absolute fun. You know how we do it out there. The fellas like to get together, get some cocktails, and start busting each other's balls to the point that someone's feelings get hurt. And so we'll see whose feelings get hurt this weekend. Probably won't be mine. My feelings don't get hurt too often. But that being said, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. I say that in jest, but look, cocktails get flying. Money gets going. People get sensitive. And some in the chat get sensitive. Oh, you guys are drinking. Fucking I were drinking. It's 7 hours. You're damn right. Anyhow, excited to go over tonight's card with you guys. Think we've got some real opportunity to get some cash. And we're going to incorporate a couple of player props tonight. I'm slow. I'm delayed. I apologize. I was running around today. I was running around rampant. And I'm just trying to finish some things up. Bear with me here. Fabulous kickoff here for the show. But look, excuse me. Look, we've got some winning to do tonight. We already did some winning this afternoon. Some premium plays went out there this afternoon for our silver and gold members. And what a heartbreaker was that KC under. Eighth inning, I think it was. Kansas City pulls ahead. Ninth inning, St. Louis ties it up. Or maybe I'm flip-flop. Doesn't matter. St. Louis won. The game went over. I think it was 6-5 final. But Detroit was an easy under cash for us and made us sweat, but Baltimore, easy under cash for us. Now, last two plays that we're looking at here, well, first and foremost, could use the Los Doyers to come back and do something with that game. And the under 7.5 in that San Fran-San Diego game looks like that's probably going to come through for us as well. So, if all things go the way they should, maybe we end up 4-1 this afternoon. 4-1 this afternoon out there. If you guys haven't taken the opportunity yet, if you like what's going on, you want to support the cause, go out there and upgrade. Silver, gold, don't matter. A couple extra bucks. We'll throw you a couple of extra plays. And we're on a hell of a tear. So let's keep it going. Let's see if we can do that. Barry says that KC under sucked. Yeah, dude. Sucked the life out of me, too. It's funny because I left to go do some running around and everything was looking great. And then that Kansas City game pops over and then I was sweating. I saw Baltimore put a bunch of runs up early. I mean, that was 4-3. I think we had 7.5 in that one. Man, woo! Okay, we also have battles on deck tonight. We've got the NBA Finals. We'll talk about the OKC Thunder. I've got two pre-flop plays. And I'm just finalizing 5 player props. That means it's probably going to be the same game parlay. Also, we've got a small but fantastic slate of Major League Baseball. We've got the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. They will be popping off at 6:40 p.m. So we'll keep our eyes on the clock. We've got Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees. Texas and Tampa Bay will battle each other in the battle of nobody gives a shit. Then we have Kansas City and St. Louis, runner-up contestant for nobody gives a shit. They are in the second leg of a doubleheader. I know we don't bet doubleheaders, but today, and you know what? In all fairness, that's what we get for betting a doubleheader. But I have a play I like in this spot, so we're going to do it. It's a prop. Nothing to do with the side of the total. Can't bet either of those two teams. Then we've got WNBA. 2 games, 2 plays in the WNBA tonight. We've got the New York Liberty and the Washington Mystics. We've got the Valkyries and the Mercury. We've got sharp, respected betting coming in on those games. We will talk about some trends in those games. And the CFL's kicking off tonight. So I got a CFL play for you too. It's a mixed bag tonight. It's a mixed bag of action, but it should be a fun bag. Should be a fun bag of action. All right, let's talk about some things going on in the world of sports. I talked about it yesterday. We cashed the under in that Philadelphia Phillies game. What was the big piece that we talked about? We talked about Mick Dundee Abel. That young guy, that young pitcher that we were all over. Set Major League Baseball history last night. In the modern era of Major League Baseball, first pitcher ever to go at least 5 innings with no walks and no more than 1 run allowed in each of his first 2 appearances. Now he's only had 2 appearances. So it's impressive number nonetheless. I thought that was a pretty cool trend. I saw that, or stat, I should say, not trend, right? But I saw that. I thought, that looks pretty cool. That's a young up-and-coming buck on this Philadelphia squad. That's what we need to see. Also, speaking of things we maybe didn't know we needed to see, but now we do. Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Oh, man. Regardless of your political affiliations, who didn't think that was going to end poorly? I mean, really? Come on. And now you see it going back and forth. It's great. It's content. It's not sports betting. It's content, but it is fucking fantastic. It's great. Love it. Love to see it. Go figure. Messing with it, dude. It's funny. Trump used to go to Twitter to troll people. Now he's trolling the guy that owns Twitter on his own site. That's not going to end well. What else? What else is happening in the world of sports today? Look, Phillies took a beatdown today. No doubt 9-1. Jesus Luzardo off of back-to-back baddies. But I think the Phillies will be okay. San Francisco continues to find a way not to get runs, which is fine for us here today. Being in and on this under. Oakland snaps a big losing streak out there, picking up a 14-3 win against the Minnesota Twinkies. And was it the 7-run 9th inning that gets the award of the day? It's my didn't give it out, should have played it a lot, probably too much play of the day. The Arizona Diamondbacks come out there and win that game 11-10, which I guess makes sense that I lost the Kansas City St. Louis under, because you win a game by a big comeback, you lose a game by a decent-sized comeback, and that's the way baseball works. Now the White Sox get the W as well. White Sox Athletics. Here's something to think about when it comes to baseball, and we'll measure this throughout the season. I've beaten to death the team that just got shut out theory, right? It's not even a theory. I mean, it's fucking practical application. It's applied science is what we're talking about here with these games. And we do have one in store tonight, right? We do have one in store tonight. I don't know that I can get there. I want to get there. We know that trend cashes a whole bunch. The Nationals and the Cubs. Cubs get shut down 2-0 last night. Probably should be a play on. Something a little funky with that spot, though, in my estimation. So I just want to put that out there. Just want to put that in the ether. Now, other things with baseball. Getaway days. The card was loaded with unders today that I sent out there. They cap to the unders. But you don't want to second guess yourself, because in some cases, like getaway days. We talked about this before. Players just want to get the hell out of there. So we covered lefties, talked about lefties last week. A little bit of the impact there, the lack or the rarity of seeing lefties across baseball. What do they say? Once every 7 starts or so? Gives the lefty pitcher the advantage. Also, those lead the under games. We've talked about the shutout theory. The next applied science is the getaway day. That's called the I don't give a shit. I packed all my bags up. I'm ready to get on to the next city. I'm going to swing at everything and show no plate discipline. So, how do you leverage that applied theorem? Well, K-props, outs recorded. Think about it. They're swinging at everything. The pitch count's down. They want to get the hell out of town. The batters particularly, they don't care. Pitchers are already out of town, so that's not a big factor. They'll probably leave those guys behind and send them back home or whatever the case may be. So, outs recorded, K-props, anything pitcher-oriented on getaway day and unders. And we just officially cashed the San Francisco Giants under against the San Diego Padres. That under was a little different. That under was strictly both those teams can't score. So we'll take it. We'll take that cash. But there's a little theorem. There's a little something to think about for getaway day as you guys are capping these cards going forward, especially if these teams are changing cities. The road team particularly is the spot that I like to try to fade their scoring offense. Now, look at Philadelphia as an example today. Are they broken? Settle down. Settle down. Jesus Luzardo might be a little busted up right now, but he started this season on a tear. So no harm, no foul. UFC 316. Them gals in the co-main event really don't like each other. That's a fact. That's a fact. Makes me want to get in there and officiate that one. Them girls do not like each other. Also, golf video went out there. I want to shout out everybody that's participating with what we're doing around here. Yesterday we had over 10,500 views on this channel. Between the shorts, the videos, the shows that are being done. Impressive. It's a high watermark. I never would have thought we would have knocked over 10,500 views in a day, but we did. And so that's just a little thank you. That's a function of you guys commenting, being in this community, helping us grow, building, leaving comments, posting, thumbs up, all that stuff rolls up into one. And man, we had a lot of views yesterday. It was awesome. It was awesome I keep a look at all that stuff. I look at the scoreboard, just like when we're betting on sports. I got the sports on, and then I got the YouTube counters on. I want to see what's going on. And it's you guys that are going on. So that was awesome. Thank you guys for being a part of that with us there. We got first strike out there last night. 3 best bets. 6 fights broken down. That's half this pay-per-view card broken down. Plus the UFC playbook is on its way. What else can you say? Sounds like we're on the way. So, look at all that's a lot of A. Live stream tonight, we will pop off at 8:15 for the NBA Finals. Finals. And it's going to be fun. Going to be excited to go over all of that fun stuff. So that brings us current. You guys know the deal. It is that time of the show to smash that thumbs up button. In-show thumbs up, post-show comments. You guys are doing a tremendous job with those post-show comments. Let's keep her moving. We don't even use the word algorithm. We're just professional disruptors on this YouTube spectrum by getting sports money wedged in between all those other people that said, you never asked for permission to start a channel. And we say, screw you. We're tip of the spear. You follow what we're doing, and we'll show you the way. But it starts with smashing that thumbs up button. Take a second to do so now if you haven't already done it. There we go. There we go. I'm ready to roll, you guys. I'm fired up. I think it's going to be a great afternoon, a good evening here, and a pleasant evening to everybody that's out there here, fired up with all the things that are moving around these parts. Of course, how could I not mention it on Monday? This contest will pop off. I've decided that I'm going to get the around 10 p.m. the night before, I will put the video out for the next day. It'll be labeled for the contest. And you'll have plenty of time. So that way, if somebody wants to get a jump start, they want to try to beat the line movement with the night before play, so be it. And it'll all be time and date stamped. So All good, but I'll have it out there for 10 p.m. the evening prior. So make sure you set a reminder. Put a reminder on your phone. Maybe set it for like noon, like lunchtime, right? Because no baseball games are starting before lunchtime. 12:30 maybe. But over this 10-day period, you don't want to miss out on the contest. It does require you to enter. And we're very fired up for that. So take a second, set the reminder. You might as well do that right now. Sports Money's excited to present Chillin' and Grillin'. It's our 4th of July contest designed to bring you a barbecue from the Sports Money family. Real simple contest. It's a ribeye play of the day. You too can get in the ribeye business. And it's a real simple contest. All you have to do is pick one player per day. The contest period runs from June 9th through June 19th. That's a 10-day contest. That means you pick one player. You'll see on the screen, Ohtani, RBI with the price and the book. You'll post that each day, 1 entry per day required for 10 total entries. And of course, you got to post it to the designated video. It's in the comments field that we want to focus on this contest. Entries, of course, must be in before the game starts. We'll tally them all up. When it's all said and done, we'll look at the best net gain, net profit generated from the RBIs. And the winner will receive the gift basket you see on the right, a gift card to pay for your barbecue fun. Enjoy the contest. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and keep the comments coming. We'll see you soon. Yeah. It's nice to have a little video to push out there. Hopefully you guys do get excited about this contest. I saw Fernando Mendoza says who's going to be in custody of us, Elon or Trump. And look, amongst many other things that I've done in my life, analyzing people behavior at the highest level, at a master's level, is part of my resume. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to speculate. That's what we do, is speculate up in this piece. Elon must have seen something. He might have some pictures on something. I don't know. But that dude's wilding out. And you only do that if one of two things happen. One, you just don't give a fuck. And he could very well just not give a fuck. He's got fuck you money. So that could very well be the case. Two, you got dirt on the guy, so you're going to bitch slap him around a little bit because you just don't care. And if he, if you want to pull the Trump card, no pun intended, then, the out comes the dirt. And that dirt might look like a trip to a certain island. I don't know, but it just seems like there's something going on the inside there. Either that, or maybe he tried to have a child with Ivanka, and Donald Trump said, nope, I don't know. Just thinking about if I was in that position, what would I be doing? So, anyhow, guys, I digress, but let's have some fun tonight. Let's get into this card. Let's talk about this action. 10,500 views yesterday on a Wednesday in the summer. Now, watch what's going to happen. Speaking of people behavior at a high level, about 3-4 weeks from now, you're going to start seeing some people trying to do some shit to fix their numbers. This is the way it goes. So, 10,500 views in the dog days of summer, where people say, "Oh, we're not gonna do shows in the summertime. We're gonna shut show down in the summertime." All right, go ahead. 10,500 views was outstanding yesterday. Thank you guys all for that. Let's get ready. Pens and paper out. The best damn chat in the business is here, assembled, ready to share their plays. A small card, so we all need to dig in deep, work extra hard to try to find these spots to get that cash, and I think we have done today. Make sure you put your best bets in there. I want to talk about those with you. Jover's giving some CFL over action. Jover on and over. Jove. Might see Jover tonight. Rumor is we might see Jover tonight on the old Thursday night live stream. We got the Gerald Jones Pimpin' Crew best bet play of the day. Texas and Tampa Bay under 9. 51-42 for our guy Gerald Jones. Damon Waring. He's going Pacers. He's rolling against the public. He's saying Pacers, not just Pacers, but Pacers cash, baby. Take them 10 points and put them in your pocket. I'm going to tell you this. Sure as I'm sitting here in this fucking chair, I had the most vivid dream last night, and I woke up and I immediately thought 119-98 was the final score I saw in that game. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I tried to bet at DraftKings. They won't let me bet it. So I did bet the margin of victory to be exactly 21 points at plus 3,500. And I did take the band of 21 to 25 points at plus, I think it was 950 or something like that. So I don't know. But the Pacers money line for Damon Waring, I can't believe you ever wake up and you're like, man, I just had I don't know if it was a premonition, and then you just can't remember it. It's like shit. All day long. 119.90. I didn't even think about it. It's like, boom, there it comes. Shout out to Barry. Barry's in the house. Robert McCormick's ready to roll. Barry had Cease over K's and Woo over K's. Cashed them both. Oldie in the house says, what up, Team Steam? Barry's got the undercashes in Seattle. Yeah, man, we're having a nice day. I don't know what's going to happen with this Dodgers game. Looks like they're down 5-3, but, if we go 3-2, we're still hitting at 60%. That's the most important thing that keeps us in the black. Shout out to Ignatius Pennyfeather the 7th. There's Tone Ebbs. Miss you this week. Let's pick these winners. What's up, Tone Ebbs? Let's go. Rogers to the Steelers. I was thinking about that. You know what's funny about that? The Steelers couldn't be a more worthless bottom feeder piece of shit organization in the NFL right now, and next to the Packers. But have we heard enough about these fucking guys? Is it just because of where I live that the Steelers every single day are they getting Gabe Davis? Gabe Davis is a pile of shit. Buffalo made that guy look good. That guy's the only guy in NFL history to leave the Buffalo Bills and get worse. Everybody gets better when they leave Buffalo. Edgar and James. Edgar and James or not Edgar and James. Marshawn Lynch, rather, was a Buffalo Bill. Nobody knew it. He had 10 of his 12 kids when he was living in Buffalo. Then he moves on out to Seattle and he sets the world on fire. But Gabe Davis might go to Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers has been talking about going to Pittsburgh for 3 months right now. As much as I don't respect Aaron Rodgers. Well, I shouldn't say don't respect him. He's not my jive. He's not my cup of tea. Seems like he's an arrogant son of a bitch. And every time he's out there barking at somebody on the sidelines, he was barking at those wide receiver players because they were missing passes in New York. And the players snapped back at him and said, dude, if you came to the OTAs instead of sitting in your fucking dark basement with the lights off, tripping out on whatever you're tripping out on, maybe we would have caught those passes. It's not a leader. If you're paid the big bucks, I expect you to be the leader. That being said, I respect the fact that he didn't want to officially sign because he wasn't going to the OTAs. And he said it. Not going to the OTAs. So maybe he's repairing himself in my eyeballs, but I still don't think it matters. Pittsburgh's going to Pittsburgh. Redbeard, Padres win would be clutch. What's up, David Wallace? Joe W. Tesla stocks dropping. Who didn't see that coming? Shout out to Justin McCalvey. Says sports money is money. We got to get her moving. Lexicon's here. Damon Waring, Kansas City Royals suck. They're on the do not bet list. Lincoln boy. How about the Backs? Yeah. I was like Bucks, Backs, Diamondbacks, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Damon Waring says the Atlanta Braves are disappointed. All right. Let me take a second to talk about the quick cap of baseball and how I ended up on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Atlanta bats stink right now. If you look back a couple of years, Atlanta, historically, they had their run to the NL and the World Series. They ran into Red October. It's not their fault. Got to play who's in front of you. But lots of injuries, lots of mileage on them tires. And then you're going to price them. They can't win. They can't score. And you're going to price them at a minus 150? 160? Not how you win in baseball. Robert Gluck. We're not talking politics. I'm surprised. David Wang says 119.98. Damn blowout. Robert Gluck says, Alan. Oh, of course. I forgot about that one too. Of course. You know, that fucking guy got, oh man. I'll tell you this. That guy got, remember before he even went to the Jets, he put a whole grocery list of players that he wanted to go to the Jets. I mean, come on. Myles Garrett. That's not a bad call. Myles Garrett's another one of those guys, dude. All offseason, he's leaving. He don't want to play here anymore. He's posting goodbye to Cleveland. They wave a big price tag in front of his face. I'll tell you what. Maybe we'll do a football show of just my hot takes of what's happened here in the offseason of baseball or of the NFL. But let's go. We got not a lot of time to get to this action here. And it's not a big card. So I like talking to you guys. It's like my therapy, you know? I get to come in here and vent and spew, and I get to do whatever I want to do. But with 10,500 of you guys watching yesterday, it makes me jacked up to do it. So let's go. Astros and Pirates. It was aggregate. You know, we had some shorts out there. Hey, you know, while I'm speaking of it, while I'm thinking about it, make sure you guys check out the Instagram channel. Instagram, I don't know, is it a channel? I don't know what it is. Check out the IG spot out there. Sports Money. You'll find it. I'll talk about it tonight. Going to start doing some things over there. Keeping this thing rolling. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. All right, I'm on the under in this game. How about that breakdown? I'm on the under in this game. I like the under across the whole card tonight. No, that's not true. Actually, it might be true. No, it's not true. I like the over in that Cubs game. That being said, though, the Astros here, we've got 82% of the bets and 91% of the cash on the Astros. Lines dropped. A lot. 22 cents. 7.5 is the total. It has not dropped. You have 63% of the bets and 71% of the cash on the over. It's Mitch Keller. It's Framber Valdez. Are they the best? I don't know. 3.12 ERA for Framber. I know that. I also know that when we look at the other side of things with Mitch Keller, now he sports a 3.73 ERA. I just think that what we've seen here with these two teams is the runs are tough to come by. They're going to continue to be tough to come by here. You know what I will say about Framber, too? I mean, Hunter Brown, all these Houston Astros started the season like shit, including Framber Valdez. I was calling him the Exxon Valdez the other day because it was just so bad. 9 innings pitched his last game, though. Figuring it out. Only gave up 3 hits. 1 home run was the only earned. He struck out 9 batters. He's definitely in bounce back spot out there. And the key for all his games are unders. There was a 9-1 at Milwaukee. They won. 2-1 win, 4-3 win, 2-1 win, 2-1 win. That's the story of the day, is these 2-1 wins for Framber Valdez. And that's a lot of the leading factors behind why I jumped in on this under. We have intersecting zeros on this under as well. We've got Valdez 10-0 to the under. Favorite, less than a -175. If he allowed 1 or more hits his previous game. Almost not in play because, you know, he was striking everybody out last game. But 10-0 for Framber. Pittsburgh 14-0 to the under. Same Pittsburgh under that we've been cashing on for like the last 3 weeks. 14-0 to the under. If they had less than 9 hits the previous game and the team they're playing averages less than 5 runs. You can't hit. The other team's not scoring. Collectively, it leads to an under in Pittsburgh. Pretty straightforward. Business as usual. I like the first 5 in there as well at 3.5. Not scared of that 3.5. Certainly not looking into many props on that side of things there, albeit, though. What's going on? That was weird. The phone just lit up like a fucking spaceship. Okay. Let's go on to this Yankees game. Some more fun to talk about here. The Guardians and the Yankees, big favorites, 91% of the bets, 89% of the cash on the New York Yankees. It's dropped. Strangely, with this game, the first 5 is -1.5. And the whole game is -1.5. So we know that these two play each other historically low-scoring games. So it doesn't necessarily concern me that we're finding the home team with the -1.5. You know, the reason the line's -120 for the -1.5 on the Yankee side of things here is because they're expecting them to be up, and you're not going to get pitches or you're not going to get hitting opportunity in the bottom of the inning. Now, that being said, the dreaded shutout is in front of us. Cleveland got shut out yesterday. What's going to happen out there? Well, to me, it doesn't matter. The total at 8.5 has got 66% of the bets, 63% of the cash on the over. Still has not moved. Look, Max Fried is the most profitable guy in baseball, period. That's why he's a -1.5. Also, you can't be the most profitable pitcher if you're out there leaking runs like a sieve. He's 9-0 to the under. If he's a home favorite of more than minus 140 and he allowed 5 or more hits the previous game. In other words, he bounces back. And he doesn't even really need to bounce back, but he's going to bounce back here. He did give up 6 runs to the Dodgers last time out. So, lefty has the advantage. A 1.92 ERA, a 0.97 whip. Dude's dominant. And at home, he's just killing it. He's even better. He's got a 1.69 ERA. Holds teams to a 1.84 batting average out there. They're 6-0 in his home starts. 5 of them have been by multiple runs. So I'm going to lay the run line. Not too much reason to get, over the top on this one here. Slade Ciccone with that 5.28 ERA. He's got a 1.43 whip. He's getting dudes on the bases every inning. So, 5 runs allowed on 7 hits against the Angels his last start as well. So, it could be a bounce back, but I don't know that he's got the stuff. And that's what it really comes down to in this one. The Yankees offense is a monster. They rank number 3 in baseball with a 347 OBA. All the numbers you need to consider here for the benefit of taking the minus 1.5. It should be a multi-run win as suggested, but I think another way you could play it, certainly not against anybody that wants to try to take the Max Fried to catch the win. Let me just take a look at what that looks like real quick. Max Fried to catch the win. Probably should have looked at that first. Yeah, minus 105. See, that scares me a little bit. Because my thought process when I see the minus 1.5 is I want to take the other side. I don't want to lay 2 runs on a dude in the first 5 innings. And then I see minus 105 for Max Fried to record the win. No, it's probably tied after 5 innings. And then the bullpen comes out for the Yankees and shuts everybody down. That's my thought process on this game. But I'm on the minus 1.5. I'm taking the full game. Theory being I want to give the best batters in baseball the most opportunity to go out there and do it is what they do. Do what it is that they do. You know what I'm saying out there. Trevor Davis says the Dodgers are coming back. 5-4. 5-4. Let's see if we can get it done. All right. 2 plays for me in this game. I didn't finish putting all my shit in there. My bad. My bad. Shit. All right. Sorry. We'll work on the fly. All right. So I'm looking at this Tampa Bay game. And the Rangers. Feels like, look. Lots of benefit for thinking that you should take the Tampa Bay Rays. Am I having a stroke? Am I struggling to talk? Or am I just having a headache? What's going on here? Minus 155 has moved to minus 139. And it is pros versus Joes. 65% of the bets are on Tampa. 63% of the cash on Texas. Total, 77% of the bets, 76% of the cash on the over. Really not moving. There are some 9s out there, but they're juiced to the under. So, not mad at anybody. My first thought with this game was, under. Leiter and Pepio being the battle. There we go, 5-5. Oh, man, I take this Dodgers comeback. I could use that one. Use that one. Here's the problem. The Rangers don't just stink when it comes to being able to smack the baseball right now. When they're in a back-to-back road spot, they're terrible. They're 5-23 on the second leg of a back-to-backer. So in the middle of a series, keep that in mind. Texas on the road is bad. And the only reason that they're effective at home is because they have a baby ballpark. You got a baby ballpark. That's what's going on with this Texas Rangers team, and that's why they struggle out there on the road. That's why I'm taking Pepio over 17.5 outs. The outs game, that means he's got to pitch through 5. He's got to pitch into 6. Pepio's got to go out there and shut down a team that's really struggling to figure it out. Over 17.5 outs. I wanted to parlay these 2 together, but DraftKings won't let me do it, and I ran out of time to try to see if I could put it on FanDuel. So I do like the parlay between those 2, but I felt like, I think Tampa Bay can go out there and fire. I think they're in a position to bounce back against these guys. Look, additional reason why I think Pepio's going to shove. The Rangers against righties are bad. If you fade them over a huge sample size of 300 games, you're 182 and 119. The home favorite's a favorite for a reason. If they're playing a righty on a shit team, the home favorite's 45-4 over the last 49 games. That makes a lot of sense to me. You're the home favorite because you should go out there and paddle that ass. You're playing a righty, which is the most common hand, as we talked about last week in baseball. And they're on a bad team. So the books have it right. 45-4 is what they're saying. Is that assortment right there? I think those are two pretty good numbers. I think you can catch some pretty nice price tags if you're into the prop game out there, which I am. Kansas City and St. Louis will pop off for the last game on the baseball card, 7:45, second leg of the doubleheader. The Cardinals ripped my still beating heart out of my chest, threw it on the ground, stomped on it, and then just to really spite me, they poured beer on it, didn't even put vodka on it. I had a same-game parlay. Pitcher to get over his outs, 17.5. The under in Kansas City. It was looking at 3-1 in the seventh inning. I was counting my money. It's counting my money, 5-1, thinking, yeah. So now we got the second leg of the doubleheader. This total started at 7.5. It's moved down to 7. 77% of the bets, 77% of the cash are on the over in a game that is the second leg of the back-to-back and should be a get the hell out of Dodge day. 62% of the bets, 60% of the cash on the Cardinals. It's gone from 122 to 115. So there is some money coming in. Colt Reagan's being the guy that's going to get the start for the Kansas City Royals, a 4.53 ERA for the Ragman. On the other side of things here, Liberatore. Don't matter. Guy's been a fucking animal. 3.08 ERA. And this one's a little plus money spot. So think about the ladder opportunity. The way I approach this one here is I just went with Liberatore over 4.5 Ks. So we got an outs prop, right? 3 innings per out, or three outs per inning. Flip those around. I might be having a stroke. I shouldn't laugh about that. Three outs per inning means 18, and he's got to go to the bottom of the 6th inning in that Pepio spot. The case is a little bit different, right? We just need him to get over 4.5 Ks. Now it's juiced 3.5s and some 4.5s out there. And the 4.5s are plus 115, plus 116s, plus 120s. And this just comes down to recent form, recent exposure. I mean, he's played the Royals. He just played the Royals. And the last time he did it, he went over the number. He got them Ks. 6 of his 11 starts on the year, he's gotten over this number. And think about what I said with Getaway Day. I prefaced this by talking about facing and focusing on pitchers. There's a reason I talked about that. I got 2 of them in the lineup today. And I think that this is a situation where you're probably not even going to put this dude on a pitch count. I mean, unless he goes out there and gets busted up early, he should get around 6 Ks. So 4.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, if you want to get a little froggy with it, a little spicy, a little spice in life. Certainly, I think has some playing value to it, but just kind of a player prop in a second leg of a double header. And I don't want to let the game go to waste when I thought I found a decent looking spot out there. So, 5 or more Ks at DraftKings now is plus 135. 6 or more is plus 300. See that big step? 4 more is minus 160. 4, 5, 6. And then sit around and hope that this is a shitty, low-scoring affair and they just bust them boys up. That's how I like to attack this game. So, hey, 5 plus 135 is damn good money. What do you guys think? You guys like the props? Do you get involved with props? Do you... Barry likes some props. Dodgers, let's go. Those Doyers. Yeah. Barry says, I'll take Liberatore to get 4 and Reagan's to get 5 plus 144. There you go. Shout out to Ramon Scott. He's running so hot. This has got to be Williams, KB. Okay. Astros, Pirates, rain delay. Oh, that's what he's saying. I'm catching up. That sucks. That really sucks for the under. Shit. No. How much of a rain delay? How much of a rain delay, Justin? How long are we looking at? Hours? Minutes? Kind of makes a difference. You know, because now these pitchers got to go back through, stretch themselves out again, loosen themselves up. Speaking of loosening themselves up here, this game coming in, Pacers and Thunder, game number 1 of the NBA Finals. The championship game is amongst us here, about us. Yeah. I don't know. What kind of take you think they're taking here? What kind of take you think they're taking? 51% of the bets, 67% of the cash taking that Thunder. It's moved from 9.5 to 10s. The total's gone from 230.5 nowhere. And it's got 92% of the bets and 87% of the cash. That's where I thought this was going to be a problem. The Pacers, the dog, the over. I had a spirited conversation with my friends the other day about Tommy Thibodeau and how come the Knicks got rid of him. And I said it was game 4 they fired his ass for. Talking about trying to run pace with the Pacers. You're not going to get in an overfest with the Pacers. You're going to get busted up, dragged out of the gym. And that's exactly what happened in game 4. And that's why Thibodeau got shown the door. How about that? The door after game 4, even though they let him finish out the season. That's my thought process. And so as I'm looking at this thing, I'm thinking, Pacers should want to go out there and run pace. Problem is, there's a young man named Lou Dort. And he will do everything he can to stymie your day. And he has shown extreme effectiveness in doing that. So, then I started looking at it thinking, let me see some trends. And guess what trend I found? An under trend for the Pacers, which does not bode well for the Pacers in my estimation. They got to be scoring if they're out there flooring. 11-0 to the under on the road against the Western Conference if they have a rest advantage. And they're staying under by 12 points a game. That ain't good. That ain't good for the Pacers. It's good for my 119.98 vision. But that being said, I looked at some other numbers and I found that OKC Thunder with the rest advantage after playing like the Harlem Globetrotters are 13-0. And they're going over by 26 points a game. I'm sorry, their average cover is, their average margin of victory is 26 points a game. All of a sudden, that 119.98 don't sound so crazy, does it? Defined as the Harlem Globetrotters, meaning they had 24 or more assists the previous game. Rest advantage at home if they had 24 or more assists the previous game. Just chucking the ball around, doing whatever they want with it, right? Harlem Globetrotter style. The Pacers find themselves in a couple of over spots. First of all, if the total's more than 220.5, and they had 123 or more points in 2 of their last 3 games, they're 0-7 against a team that has a better record. They're 0-8 on the road against a non-conference team that averages less than 15 threes if they have the rest disadvantage, and that is a 13-point margin situation out there as well. So I put it all together, and I thought, well, first of all, I'm laying the 9.5. We're laying the 9.5 here with this squad, but I also tumped in and took the under in the first quarter. Here's why. The team that does, first of all, the 11-0 for the Pacers, right? If we're going to have the whole game go under, certainly should start under. Unless it goes to overtime, it's a good stretch in keeping things moving. But what some people may or not realize here is, I mean, you could argue this, I guess, but Rick Carlisle, to me, is the difference maker. Yeah, OKC had the best record in the, I get it. I got it. They're fucking phenomenal. That's why I'm laying the 9.5. But Carlisle's got big game experience. You know, he's one of the rarities. As a player and a coach, he's won an NBA championship. He can play chess with the best of them. He knows strategy. Got a team that can go run and gun. And, oh, by the way, let's not forget about Siakam. That guy's an NBA champion, averaging 19.8 points, 7.8 rebounds, 3.7 assists in his first NBA finals. He was a dude, almost a double-double. And they were dogs. They were big dogs, plus 5,000 in that spot to win. So I don't think these boys are going to be scared. I think they're going to come in there and tackle these guys. And I think what I mean by that is ultimately play that chess game. Don't open up too early. Don't show your entire hand. It's going to be a slow, methodical start to this game. We're not going to see it 30-20 with 10 minutes left in the first quarter. To me, it just seems like it starts out slow, the pace, the experience. They feel each other out. They get the rust off their legs, and they get moving and start the series in the second half of this game. So I think the experience, don't count out these Pacers, but this fucking city is going to be jacked and amped. It's NBA championship game 1. I like this approach. Like I said, I got about 4 or 5 player props that I'm going to gun down on this thing too. So look at that over I talked about with that Cubs game. Cubs get shut out. Here they go, 2-0. Yeah, stop Geo. That's what I'm saying, man. They know. They know. DraftKings wouldn't let me go that low either. I got a couple more books I'm going to look at because I am going to put a couple dollars on that. So, shit. I'm a degenerate. You guys know that. You know me by now. You know the deal. I'll find one. Somebody's going to give it to me. Even if I got to call up my bookie and tell him to put some odds on it, he'll do that too. Shit, he takes Division III college football games. You don't care. Okay. I've got a couple ladders. Well, not ladders, but I've got like a 3-point prop I want to get involved with. I've got an assist prop. I've got a points prop. I think there's just a couple of guys that are going to be overlooked. Not overlooked, but the matchups, I think, feature some strong opportunity to take advantage of a couple of these player props. The one that I'll kind of tell you that's top of my brain right now with this game, I don't know why I'm waiting to pull the trigger on it. I probably should just pull it already. I guess I'm just waiting to see exactly how far I'm going to go with this one. Is Neesmith, 5+ threes in ladder and them, 3, 4, and 5. Plus 275 for the 5 or more threes out there. And you get the no sweat bet. So think about that if you're using the DraftKings book. A couple of them now have those no sweats for the NBA finals, and you can put up to a good 250 on there. We're taking a shot for something with a big score out there and getting your free bet back if it doesn't cash. So for what it's worth, that's one of the guys that I'm just looking at a couple more numbers before we get going with the evening. Look, I'm with the stop saying look spot there. I'm on the over in the CFL game here tonight. Saskatchewan. Also, I call them Saskatoon for no other reason than I think I did that when I was a kid playing some hockey up there or something. And game number 1 of the season. This is tough because it is the start of the season. There's not a lot of information to go by with these two teams out there. So tread lightly if you're looking for some CFL action. I'm going to get involved with it. I'm going to throw some cash on it here because I just thought there's a couple of trends that popped off to start the season that I think we'll measure them, I guess, and see what they do overall. But, for me, this one just came down to Saskatchewan, ranked in that 3 to 6.5 point favorite spot as a home team against the non-conference, are 13-2 to the over. Massive over number coverage there. Now they're -3 predominantly across the board, so it's not quite in play, but we'll see how that game evolves by 9 o'clock. I'm going to take the over. I think the first game of the season, we just see these guys go out there, fly and score and at will. I don't think the dog wins, though. I think it's a Saskatchewan spot there. I just think they dictate pace. They probably put up 40 points themselves is kind of what I was looking at for some of these numbers. So that's game number 1, CFL action there. First game of the season. We got to take a shot with it, right? We got to have a little fun. Let's talk about the Liberty and the Mystics in the WNBA. I've got action there. I promised you guys 2 spots that I've got my money on in the WNBA. And this Commissioner's Cup thing is, I can't quite get my finger on the pulse with this one, but I tell you what I can get my finger on the pulse for is Liberty and rematch spots. They just played the team the other day. And they've got a situation on board where they're just not good in those positions out there. 13.5 points is too many spots out there for the Mystics. I think this is a good opportunity. We've seen it where these Liberty just can't. They see the team the second time through. They're so good. It's like they pick and choose and they don't want to hurt the other girls' feelings. That's the way I think this team plays. Evidence. Look, from a Liberty perspective, they had the Valkyrie twice. They kicked the shit out of them the first day, literally 95-67. Embarrassing. They almost lost outright the second day. 14.5 points. The books ratcheted it down after getting a beatdown on them. Connecticut Sun, they had a great opportunity to set an NBA record. They stopped playing in the fourth quarter. So it's like this team's just very selective. Now, the last time these two played, they beat the shit out of Washington 85-63. I'm using the Golden State profile as I looked at this Washington game and said, you're giving me 13.5 points now. Just don't blow it, Mystics. And I mean, they certainly can. They're capable. I had them the other day against the Caitlin Clark-less Indiana squad out there, and they got busted up 85-76 here. But I could easily dismiss that and say they had the look-ahead spot. Indiana was in the bounce-back revenge situation after getting busted up 83-77 the previous time. So I'll dismiss that. I'm going to go on there. I'm going to take the 13.5 with the Liberty. Also, with the Mystics. Also, let me see if I can find it. Strong trendage for the under in that game. Let's see if I can find it. Shit. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, I found it. I knew I had it written down somewhere. Here we go. The Mystics, 7-0 to the under as a dog of more than 8 points. 9-0 to the under as a rested underdog. So some suggestion that this total might, and it's coming down. It was 162.5. It's dropping down to 160.5, and it's on its way down. So 7:30 start for the Mystics. Then we get the Valkyrie and the Mercury. The Valkyries and the Mercury. With a line that's dropping, and I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to me. Respected sharp betting action has come in. It is the Phoenix Mercury that caught the attention in the WNBA. I believe it's 7-3 on this report now. And we're going to lay a 6-pack. We're going to lay the full 6-pack here. The Golden State Valkyries, 2-4, as I mentioned them. Busted up, came back, almost won out right out there. This is just a team that's trying to figure out their groove and their rhythm. The Mercury are 9-0 as a favorite, following a loss as a dog. Again, a bounce back opportunity. They were 12.5 point dogs. They lost to the Minnesota Lynx 88-65, busted them up. Ugly loss. Mercury. Points come down 2 spots for us here to a 6-pack. We'll lay the 6. That's how we'll put the bow on the show tonight. Is there anything else that we want to bet that I didn't cover? I think we covered everything. I think we got it all. I think we got it all in before 7 o'clock. Stirring Company. So Sam Bennett's on fire last night. Yeah, talked to Sam. Talked about some Sammy Bennett. Leon Draisaitl. Stanley Cup record 3 overtime winning goals. This postseason. I think game 3, here's a random obscure spot. I think Florida dumps these first 2 games. I think they win game 3, and I think it goes to overtime. I think they win that game 4-3. I don't know why. Just call it that premonition. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. But they were up, man. That was a weird game. 1-0. We're shooting first strike. All of a sudden, it's 2-1. I didn't even see this fucking first goal go in. And they're running. My boys are texting me. I'm live betting fucking unders. That first period did go over. That was a big spot. But Florida lost. Florida lost an OT. That's got to be a fucking nut kick right there. Bag over the head, kicking the bag is what it is, I would imagine. So anyhow, that's the way we're going to put the bow on the show. We'll be live tonight at 8:15, an hour and 17 minutes. Get yourselves ready. Get set. We're going to go have ourselves a ball tonight. Going to try to make some cash. And do us that favor. Follow the Instagram channel. Instagram, I think we have 2 followers. In all fairness, I really didn't do much with it. So we are going to do more with it, though, here. We're going to start posting some videos, some shorts, some pieces out there. Sports Money Network is where you can find us on Instagram. Sports Money Network. And going to start doing some fun things over there, too. So stay tuned. Going to be a lot of fun as we continue to grow. But thank you, guys. Again, 10,500 views last night. Unbelievable. If I wore a hat, I'd take it off to you guys because that was a fun number to kind of tally up and see. And I can't wait to keep her growing, keep her rolling. We got a lot of fun sports ahead of us here. Dodgers close it out, get the W. That is a 4-1 day for our premium members here from Sports Money. Good start to the day. That's what we needed. Now let's have a good evening. Good luck to you guys. I'll see you back at 8:15. Remember to tip your